And all right, Lizzie is our tech the king, and we're grateful for your service. We're grateful for your hearts. Thank you for all that you do here over the years. So my first question is, how long have you been serving, and what excites you? I mean, in this capacity as a tech the king.
So the first part of this was a hard question for me. I had to go scrolling back way on my phone to figure it out because I just did not remember. But I think I've been serving in the tech team since 2017. And I took over leadership from James just before COVID hit. So that was an interesting introduction to the job. I know everyone else got a lot of free time during COVID, but I don't think that was my experience. So that was definitely a fun way to start that. The other question, what excites me about serving? One thing is getting to work alongside the amazing team. Leading the team, there's definitely, I don't think this one's working. I'm going to try and go for this one. Yeah. That one's definitely working. Leading the team does definitely not mean that I'm the most knowledgeable. It's an incredible bunch of people. They're very skilled, have a real heart to serve the church, and it's a real pleasure to work alongside them. Yemi included, he's part of the team. Also, one of the things that's a real privilege, but also a real responsibility, is that it's almost like literally allowing people to hear the word of God. So if you imagine a service with no tech whatsoever, no microphones or speakers, no song words on the screen, or no services shown online. So in a smaller setting like this, you could probably hear me just about okay. But it would be a real challenge to even hear what was going on or to be able to engage in anything. Those who are housebound or unable to make it to the church for whatever reason would miss out entirely. So I think one of the things that I do is that through the work that the team is doing, people are able to connect and engage with what's going on within the church services. And if we do our jobs well, potentially, hopefully, don't even notice that we're there at all. So that's one of the goals.
All right, thank you. The second question here is, we know you do this to serve him, but to also serve the church and to bless the church. But can you tell us what tech and visuals involve, and why do you personally serve in this ministry? I think you've answered part of that question, but I'm just going to do this step.
Yeah, I think Luke put these questions together and they're quite similar ones. And they're both in two parts as well, so it's like 5 questions in 4, maybe. One of the things it involves is getting to church early. Often the first one's here with the band or the stewards getting things set up. In terms of the job, there's lots of different parts to it, which I'll kind of really briefly go through. We prepare and run the visuals for the song words, any sermon slides or pictures or videos needed for the service. We prepare the audio so that the band and congregation can hear what's going on well, and then run that throughout the service. We live stream the services so that people are able to watch at home. We run the church's YouTube channel and clip out sermons so that people are able to listen back to that. We also maintain all the wires and cables through the church that make all of that possible, and we support the tech for any weddings and funerals held at the church. For me, I like serving in a way that means I don't have to be up here very often. I'd rather be back there with Nige, but anyway. Kind of in a moment of honesty, I sometimes find being at church difficult socially, and did used to struggle to want to come down because of that, but I think I often feel a lot more comfortable if I've got a job to do, and kind of a purpose for being there. Also, in my circumstances, I'm blessed with more time available than a lot of other people who have more stuff going on in their lives. So I want to be able to use that time in a way that serves God and the church. But mostly, it's just about the people. So streaming in the evenings, it's normally either me or Adam, and we're sat there with a tablet streaming what's going on to YouTube. And most weeks, there's probably only one person watching. I think when I looked on the way up here, there was 5, so we've got more than most. But just that one person is someone who wouldn't be able to watch or engage otherwise, and that makes it completely worth it for me. And it's just the same with everything else that we do. So it's the people that we're doing it for that makes it worth it and makes it what I find enjoyable about that and why I want to do it.
Thank you, Lizzie. Third question. What would you like to say to someone who is considering to join our team? How can you encourage such person?
First of all, my answer is yes. No. I think I'd say it's not as scary as it seems. You don't need any pre-knowledge. We can fully train you up to do whichever part. And it can be a bit nerve-wracking at times, but there is a really great culture in this church. So sometimes in churches you might find that if something goes wrong, everyone's looking to the back and seeing what's happening. But I've never found that to be the case here. I think there's a really good culture in this church. The church is filled with such loving and gracious people that if it's something that you are interested in, this is a great place to give it a go. And me, I'm the person to speak to, and I'd love to hear from you if you're interested. By talking to me, you're not roped in for life. We can have a chat about any areas of interest and see what would be a good fit, and just go from there. But when I saw this question, it did make me think of when I first stepped up in 2017. So in my work, I'd kind of found that I'd really enjoyed the tech side of my role and naturally seemed to transition into tech, even though that wasn't how I started in my role. And I kind of came to see through that this was a skill that God had given me. I could also see that there was a need in the team for more people. I remember James being at the front asking for more people. And it was definitely scary to go and chat to him. And I didn't feel... hang on, not because of me. I didn't feel good enough, or I didn't feel as clever as the people that I saw on the team week in, week out. And James was obviously very kind and pointed me in the right direction. None of that is on James, all on me. But yeah, I could tell that I could hear from God that He was telling me that I needed to step up and put myself forward. And since then, I can say that I've learned so much and grown so much in myself as well. And I've really enjoyed serving in this area. And it's been really rewarding. I look forward to everything that's involved in the future, especially with the move over to the new building, and potentially that might involve you if you're interested in joining.
Thank you very much, Lizzie. You've been serving for 7 years now, if my mathematics does not fail me. And apparently there must have been some challenges. This is not part of the question, I'm not asking you, but if there are things you want us to be praying for you personally, then as a team lead, and also as what can we be praying for your team as well?
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say that up until now, and including now, the team has been pretty easy to lead. They're a great bunch, know what they're doing, and have very few problems, so very thankful for that. We don't currently know what things are going to look like tech-wise in the new building, kind of all details and stuff, but I'm sure there will be changes, and we're going to need to grow and develop in our roles and in things that we're doing. So I guess pray for both the practicalities as everything gets set up and sorted, but also for the team in any changes, and as we seek to grow and develop, and for obviously wisdom in me as I lead them in that. Personally, so I think that at the moment my mind feels quite full a lot of the time. So in my job, I'm doing 2 roles at the moment, and I'm switching which job I'm in every day pretty much. So it's a lot, and it's hard for my mind to just keep swapping all the time. So I don't want that to lessen my ability to serve the church, or mean that if someone asks me to look into something, I just forget about it and don't get around to that. So yeah, I'd appreciate prayer for that I'm able to kind of keep to my commitments and have enough brain space to serve the church well. Also, I think James will vouch for the fact that I do tend to worry and panic quite a lot of the time, and that doesn't hardly ever mean that there's anything to worry or panic about. But yeah, I think I do still trust in God through that, but I just would rather the worry and panic not be part of that trusting process. But yeah, that's very
Thank you very much. Just before we pray for Lizzie, I must mention that Lizzie is a good teacher. When I joined the tech team, she taught me virtually everything I do now, and she's really gracious. She makes it really easy to serve on the team, and I'm really grateful for such a leader that she is. I would like to, if we could have one or two persons pray for Lizzie before we continue, please.